I got my mic here set up, so going live now. A little bit later than I wanted to, but that's okay. Um, okay. Um, Rankings are out. LSU fell to 2, and I'm kind of upset about it. Kind of not. Kind of expected it, but kind of bogus in some ways. I'm looking at the rest of the rankings now because I came in late, so I saw the top 6. Now I'm looking at the rest. 21, 17 through 21. Below that doesn't really matter. Iowa, Memphis, Cincinnati, Boise State. Iowa State is at, oh, okay, now it's at 22. USC, Iowa State down to 23. Dang. Appalachian State at 25. So, Ohio State over LSU. They're both 11-0 now. And then Clemson is. Georgia. Huh, no way. Then Georgia is at 10-1. That's the top 4. It's bogus. And Minnesota is number 8. Wisconsin is number 12. Okay. That's where College Game Day is going to be on Saturday. It's good that they're finally going to Minnesota to TCF Bank Stadium. LSU going down to number 2. Like the guy said here, the panel said it's not a slap in the face, but just because LSU didn't play, because Ohio State played against Penn State. Penn State last week was ranked 8th, and Ohio State was number 2. And Ohio State didn't have a good game. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a bit. But there were 3 turnovers that Ohio State had, and there were some pretty close calls. Sometimes Penn State didn't score, but Ohio State allowed that opportunity to at least be there. But overall, just because a team plays, I don't really think a team should be above someone who didn't play. So, yeah, it's bogus that LSU went down a spot just because they didn't play this week. And Ohio State had a barely won. It's like, okay, that logic doesn't really make sense. So, I mean, even if it was the other way around, even if Ohio State didn't play and LSU won, if the roles were reversed, then, I mean, even though I hate Ohio State, that's still bogus that just because Ohio State didn't play doesn't necessarily mean that LSU should jump them. It's just basics, I think. Let me try to see about the rest of the rankings. Number 6 is Utah. Utah. I almost there's a few Utah hats I saw today. One of that Lids, the outlet store. MLB investigating some pitcher. D-backs, Stephen Vaught agrees to 1-year deal with the D-backs. I'm just reading the ESPN ticker now. And that's it. Number 7, Oklahoma. 8, Minnesota. 9, Baylor. 10, Penn State. Florida at 11. Wisconsin at 12. Oregon down to 14 from 6 to 14. That's... ouch. I don't know, maybe over Michigan, I think I'd put Oregon, but it's up to me. Oh jeez, it's been a long day. I'm still going to a meeting tonight. Going to a cow meeting, committee of the whole for MP. Anyways, with this week's rankings, I mean, because I heard a lot. I've heard that with Oregon falling down. I mean, this was before Oregon actually fell, but no matter how far Oregon would have fallen, it would have hurt Utah's chances uh, because who did Utah lose to? I want to say BYU, but I'm not sure. I know Utah beat Northern Illinois first week of the season. Next week, Utah is playing Colorado. Oh, I think it was to USC. Yeah. So, oh, okay. Utah to make a case of like, hey, even if they win against Colorado and then they win the Pac-12 and play Oregon to win the Pac-12, the committee's gonna, in theory, say, well, Oregon's not a strong team, like say LSU playing Georgia for the SEC title. So it's just gonna. I don't understand that. Um, I mean, if Georgia loses, okay. So looking at the, let me see if I can. So looking at, okay, it went away. But looking at the 4, 5, and 6 position, they're all one loss teams. Even Oklahoma and then Minnesota, but the ones in position right now to make a case, Georgia, Alabama, and Utah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep yawning too much. I'm sorry. One of these days I might fix that. Maybe have some surgery for that. um, and yeah. So one. So was it 4 through 9 are one loss teams. But 4, 5, and 6, uh, Bama and Utah, and then Georgia making the case for that fourth spot. I mean, right now, I would say yes, Georgia would make that spot. But come uh, championship weekend, when LSU from the West plays Georgia from the East, um, someone's got to come out of there. Someone's gonna lose, and whoever loses is out of the playoff talk. Um, but you also think to, I think last year, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, that Georgia snuck in as the second SEC team after Bama. So Bama and Georgia played for a championship game in Atlanta, and Georgia blew it. I think that was last year. So shit. But point is that because Bama didn't play in the championship game, they only have the one loss against them to jump up to that fourth spot if Georgia loses, which is kind of expected to be honest. Really, there's no way that Georgia would make the playoffs, even if they lose to LSU, no matter how, if they're 1 or 2. I I just don't see that happening. So then it comes down to Bama, who has the better, schedule, I guess you could say, compared to Utah, who, let's say, for uh, conversation's sake here, just for theory purposes, does win the. Hands are never straight here. This is also my curved, my wonky, warped LSU brim that I got, and Fanatics gave me my money back without having to return it. So yeah, I've been trying to fix it, but I'm gonna get another LSU hat soon-ish. I mean, this one is okay. It's Zephyr, and I like the yellow brim. It's kind of a squared off brim. Not the biggest fan of that, but and then on the back is Tigers, so pretty cool. Um, so then with Utah, even if they win the Pac-12, it's kind and don't not knowing where, because in theory then Oregon would move up because either Wisconsin or Minnesota will lose, probably Wisconsin. So then then 12 Wisconsin will drop down, and then let me look at the rankings here. Um, and yeah, Oregon can move up because I don't think anyone else is playing each other in the top 10 there to make a difference. But barring any major upsets, um, it, I mean, I want uh, Utah to get in to the playoffs because they they um they won a conference championship game. They not only did they play in a conference championship game, but they won it. In theory, let's go with the theory here. So you would say that Utah should make it into the playoffs, but because it's Bama, because of Nick Saban, and because they had the opportunity to play uh, Auburn and LSU because the Iron Bowl is this upcoming weekend. It's rivalry weekend. I love it. Rivalry weekend in football is the best weekend in sports, to be honest. Um, like, or like that single day. Well, I mean, like weekend because it kind of starts on like Thursday and goes into Saturday ish. There's some games on Thanksgiving and Friday. It's good stuff. Um, so yeah, so excuse me. For watching the replay, thanks for watching. I'm gonna cut it off here. No one's on to watch, which is fine. Hey, women's DePaul basketball won. Women's DePaul basketball team won over Milwaukee, school my brother goes to. So that's pretty cool. Speaking of, next week should be the release of the NCAA women's volleyball tournament, March or their December Madness bracket, and I will be doing a live stream um, bracket filling for that. So once that bracket comes out, I'll do what I can to send it out to whoever wants to fill out their own bracket. Maybe I'll do a little contest here, and this time actually go live up to my the prize. So we'll see if anyone's interested in actually doing a volleyball tournament bracket challenge. Um, Send me a message on Instagram or Twitter, just to see how many people would want to do that. Um, and yes, Major League Hats, I know I still owe you a hat, but of course it's going to be like a big Christmas gift thing coming later on, so you'll get your fancy baseball prize. Don't worry. So, if you're interested in that tournament thing, let me know in the comments or on Instagram, and yeah, that'll be cool to do. Otherwise, go Tigers, and row the boat. Have a good day, everyone. See you the next time.